Hey Jenna, it's Liam here. I sometimes do these videos to help my students remember what the heck we talked about, and so that's the purpose of this video. I'll start off by saying that you did a tremendous job. I thought you really improved dramatically, and I think that you understand. Not only did you hit the ball better, but I think you understand where I wanted to go with the golf swing and how we get more consistent and how we do it better. So, like I said, that was my goal at the start, was to get you not only to hit it better, but to understand why you were hitting it better. So we'll start by looking at your very first couple of videos here from both what we call the down the line angle and the face on angle. In a basic summary here, I think you do two things wrong, and I think everything is more complicated than it needs to be. So we're going to look at this video, and the very first thing you do wrong is that you stand way too far away from the ball, which makes your posture tilt over a little too much and really forces you to hit the ball a lot on the toe of the club. When we hit the ball on the toe of the club, the ball goes to the side. So number one thing you do wrong is that you stand too far away. So we talked about getting much closer. We want one fist. You know, how big is your fist? One fist to 1.5 fists, your hands away from your legs. Okay, and you see that's my impersonation of a fist and a half right there, and you're twice that much. So you stand way too far away. Too much room between your legs and your hands. Now, the second thing that you do wrong, we'll see here, is as you swing back, your wrists don't hinge properly, or they don't hinge properly. So if you look at this position right here, the back of your hand faces directly to the camera, and it kind of looks like your wrist is bowed. It looks that way because it is bowed. And so at the top of your swing, you can see that this is kind of a real rounded look to it right here, and your wrist kind of bends over that way. And when you do that, the face of the club, you can barely see it up here, is closed or pointed incorrectly. Right now it's kind of pointed backward away from you. And so essentially what that means is, as you swing it down to impact, it's going to have a tendency, you can see it right here, to point to the left. So the face of the club, because of your wrist position, is pointed to the left over here. And that's going to do two things. If you do make clean contact with it, the ball is going to go to the left. Okay. And secondly, when a ball tends to go to the left, it tends to go very low, or has a very, very, very difficult time getting off the ground. And so one of the things we worked quite hard on today was hinging the club different, or the hammer. And we'll show you that as we go along here. But those are the two things that you do incorrectly to me. So like I said, I think you do those two things incorrectly. You stand too far away. You don't hinge your wrist correctly, or you bow your left wrist, which makes the club face closed. But besides that, everything you do is you make it too complicated. There's too much going on. Too hard to repeat in a swing that's got a whole lot of motion on it. So I draw a circle around your head there. You notice your head comes way out of that. Your spine lifts straight up and down. You lost your posture. And now we're diving back towards the ball, trying to recapture, but our head didn't quite go in that circle anymore. It stays out to the side of it. We're standing more upright than we did before. Therefore, we're going to have a tendency to hit the ball on the toe. Our elbows collapse. So there's just a lot going on and a lot of motion. And my whole theme of the lesson with you was, hey, let's just make things more simple. And sometimes simple isn't very easy. We did a lot of work to get simple down, but I think you got it in the end, or even really got it halfway through. So again, here's your swing from the front angle now. There's your head position. You're going to see real quickly you're going to work out of that head position. Lift up. The face of the club gets a little closed because you can see right there your wrist is bowed. Just a lot of motion. Elbows fold up. Okay, so there's a lot going on, and our theme was to make this much simpler for you. So I have a couple of videos here I want to show you, and bear with me. It may take me a second to kind of feed through these videos. But here's my impersonation, or my best swing of what simple is. So as we swing, I want you to make an L. So as I swung this club back, all I really was working on was hinging my wrist, or in other words, making an L for Liam. And here's what the L means. Oh, wrong thing there. I want the line, not the circle. Here's a basic L. Okay, L or V. And then what I want to do now is take my belt buckle and turn it. I want to turn my body. As I do that, my back foot's going to come off the ground. If you notice, I'm just turning. The simple version of this is my arms stay fairly straight or extended, and the club is almost pointing down towards the target. My back foot's off the ground or squishing the bug. So I'm making an L in the backswing. Go through this faster here. I make my L, and I turn my body. Okay, now that doesn't look like Tiger Woods swinging the club, but that's the simple version of it. And Tiger Woods is going to do all that faster. Okay. Now the only thing we worked on in specific with you is a little bit of grip. And when you make your L, I want you to make it feel like you have a hammer in your hand, if you remember, because you'll tend to bow out your left wrist too much. Now, I didn't do a very good job as a teacher here of getting myself out of the way of your videos, but I think you'll be able to see most of what we're working on here. And you can see how much simpler the swing looks as we went along here. So here's again the circle around your head. And I want you to feel like you're picking the club up with your wrist or have a hammer in your hand. But I want you to notice how much more still the head stayed. You can't see your L position because I'm in the way here, but you're going to have to trust me that it was decent on this swing. And now you're going to start to turn your body. So you're turning your belts out of the way. And notice as you do that, your arms come up more extended. You can see your right knee's by your left knee, and you can imagine from that position that your right foot is off the ground. Okay, so we use a hammer in the backswing. We make an L with our hammer, and then we turn our body and try to stay extended. And then the faster you can do that, the better and farther you'll hit the ball. And so that's your project, that's your homework. And you did a great job, and you hit the ball up in the air and hit it well. And you just got to practice that and get better at that and learn to do it faster. So I enjoyed working with you, Jenna, and you got some great neighbors in the Shatzer. So good luck to you.